best kind of holiday is the kind where everyone gets what they wished for. Make this holiday extra happy when you buy one, get one free on our most popular smartphones. Like the Samsung Galaxy S6. Buy one, get one free. So spread some cheer and capture every minute of it. Right now at AT&T, buy one, get one free on our most popular smartphones.
This time around, the purest Android experience goes up against one of the most full-featured versions of that very operating system. It's Josh Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And this is the Nexus 6P versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. As always with these versus videos, you can find the more minute details, including the spec sheets for both of these devices, by clicking on the card that should be appearing right about now so you can see the full written comparison at AndroidAuthority.com. When it comes to design, you're pretty much going to get premium either way. It just matters what kind of material you're going for. In the case of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, we now have a metal frame with a unibody that employs dual glass panels. What's nice is that there is a curve to the backing, so it does sit really nicely in the hand, but this unibody also means that there are no more removable backs, and that means no more replaceable batteries or expandable storage. But really from there, you have a lot of the same elements, including the S Pen, which is nestled right down here in the corner and now has a clicky top, so it is able to be in there completely recessed. You still get the same button layout all over the place, and really this feels like a still Samsung-esque device. On the other hand, we have the Nexus 6P, which takes on a new design now head by Huawei. And Huawei has done a great job in providing a big metal redesign on here that provides a very premium look and feel. You even have that black bar on the top, which houses the camera and its accessories, but of course it's all about this fingerprint reader here on the back that is able to wake and unlock the device simply by putting your finger on that area. 5.7 inches is what you get in both of these devices, and the Nexus 6P is just that little bit bigger overall than the Galaxy Note 5, but it doesn't really hinder its handling all that much. For the most part, you're going to get a very similar experience here, even though the curve on the back here does make this sit a little bit more nicely. The flat sides of the Nexus 6P also help its case as well. But we have very similar specifications when it comes to the displays. Quad HD is the name of the game here. You get very high resolution no matter which of these two devices you pick. Now, we do have a Super AMOLED display on the Galaxy Note 5, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is really all that much better than the AMOLED display on the Nexus 6P. We get a very similar color output on here with a bit of a punch-up in those colors due to the saturation, but from there, it's still a great display experience either way for both work and play. Now, one thing that the Nexus 6P is able to boast is the ambient display, which does come up when you bring the phone up from, let's say, a table or the prone position. It is kind of nice to have so you can get a quick look at your notifications, but it's not the easiest thing to trigger. When it comes to performance, we have a great experience either way, but they both come from different sources. The Samsung Galaxy Note 5 now employs the Samsung in-house Exynos 7420 processor along with 3GB of RAM, which should definitely help with multitasking. Now, it is very worthy to mention that TouchWiz still has a lot of features that are not found in stock Android, so multitasking is really its kind of forte. You will be able to use the multi-window and also the S-window capabilities, but for the most part, going through all of the typical tasks in the home screens, apps, and even gaming did not bring us any issues whatsoever in the Note 5, and it still provides a very reliable experience. But on the other hand, the tried and true Snapdragon 810 and 3GB of RAM as well are what powers the Nexus 6P, and it does so beautifully. We do give a little bit of credit to the Android iteration on here because it is stock Android with all the optimizations that Marshmallow has put in. You really aren't going to have any problems on here, though you are not going to have as much multitasking because the recent app screen is the main way to use the Nexus 6P. That said, the interface and all the applications go by swimmingly, so the experience of the stock Android on the Nexus 6P is really one of the most sublime experiences we've had in Android this year. Now, the core basics when it comes to the hardware section are actually kind of similar when it comes to these two devices. After all, the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 this year no longer has the removable backing, so you don't replaceable battery. So that kind of puts it in line with what we have already been used to in the Nexus line.